If you've been on the spiritual path for a while, then you've surely heard a lot of talk about ego and essence. And don't we all want to be free from the limiting patterns of our ego, to be able to abide in the natural great peace and the love of our essence, and to live from there as we go about our lives? But it's very easy to fall into the trap of relating to our ego, our sense of separation, and all the feelings of insecurity and anxiety that come from ego, and to label that as bad, and then to think of our essence or our higher self as good, where we should be or where we want to be. And then trying to push past or merely transcend those tricky human parts of yourself that you wish weren't there. Or worse still, absorb the spiritual lingo and then talk a good game. None of these things helps us to deepen spiritually, and actually they only create a sense of spiritual struggle that none of us need, circumventing the real and most important illumination of our human material that really needs a deeper meeting of love and understanding. Authentic spiritual transformation invites us in and through our direct experience, and we must start where we are, even if that is in a moment of fear or hurt or reactivity or anger. If we learn how to work with all parts of our experience, then paradoxically, often what seems to be the biggest obstacle can become the biggest gate to our deeper realization. I invite you to regard ego and essence not as good, bad, but more from an integrated non-dual perspective that recognizes that all part of our experiences are part of the unity of our being, the one fabric of our being. And that if we look at the ocean, it helps us to see that, like on some days, the ocean can be very stormy and choppy and ominous looking with big waves. So too our human experience. Sometimes we can be caught up in the choppy waves of inner conflicts or historical difficulties or just stress that's going on from a challenging life circumstance. And of course, who's reacting is our ego. But if in the same way we can look at the ocean and see that we penetrate in through that deep ocean, and underneath those choppy waves, right down at the bottom of the ocean's floor, there's stillness. There's a whole other world that is not disturbed at all. So as we learn how to work with all parts of our experience in a holistic way, rather than good and badding it, we start to gain more understanding for our human condition. We find healing and insight, and also we gain access to the natural great peace and stillness and love and clarity and beauty that is always shining in the very core of our being, and is always available to us as we learn to embrace all parts of ourself and turn it into the path of awakening.